You want to learn something, you must do it. You want to start a YouTube channel, start it. Mindset is everything. They say it's 80% in any person's success. Your chances to succeed in business realize 80% your mindset and 20% is strategy. Welcome back to Love Media Podcast. We have another session today, another podcast in which we are going to discuss mindset and business growth. Today, I am co-hosting with Mr. Rajab, who was a long-time friend and a co-host with me in these shows. Today he's here and he will tell us, we are glad to see him. Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. Indeed, it's been a long. I was trying to figure out some of the tips you gave me
last time.
Yes. I tried some business, though things are not running well. That's why I say let's give it a try to get some inspirational talks and motivations here and there to see if things can work again. And as I can see today, we are going to talk about mindset and businesses. And maybe just to ask, why is mindset the foundation of any business for young entrepreneurs?
I think mindset is everything. They say it's 80% in any person's success. Your chances to succeed in business realize 80% your mindset and 20% is strategy. They say you can have the best business plans, but yet if your mindset is not set to succeed, you're going to face challenges. Why? It's because with the right mindset, you can overcome challenges. You can make smart decisions. I think you can get the right resources. Why? If your mindset is so set that a resource cannot stop you, because your mindset is so fixed that you're going to achieve whatever you want. But minus, if you say 80% is a strategy alone won't take you anywhere. It's because you should feel that I'm going to succeed here, I'm going to do it. So 80%, the book, Rich Dad, what is called Think and Grow Rich. There's a book that says Think and Grow Rich. Thinking is part of mindset. Because what is in your mind, you want to start a small business, either a media company. There is all those requirements, the licensing, the content. Maybe a few years you won't have any work. How will you start something? Unless your mindset is so set that in 2 years' time I may get something. Along the way, I will struggle. I will do everything. I will figure out. And then I think that strong mindset takes entrepreneurs to another level. I think with the right mindset, nothing stops an entrepreneur to achieve anything he wants.
Okay. So in short, you are saying that if you have positive mindset, all can be well.
Yes.
But there is this aspect whereby I have self-doubt, or another person has self-doubt about if I start something, am I going to succeed in it? So you find most businesses end up failing even before someone starts it. How can you talk about or overcoming, by the way, in self-doubt?
You can overcome, I think, through action. I think the best is you do it through action and seeing your results. Why? Action creates that now. You want to learn something, you must do it. You want to start a YouTube channel, start it. If you don't know how to speak, now by doing it, by seeing your feedback, now you're taking it. I think with doing and taking action and seeing your results will give that person a confidence. If you make 100 videos, for me, for example, since I was coming into this space of YouTube, I started last year. My first few videos were sucking because you don't know anything. But when you're outside and you don't know anything, you start fearing. But the moment you jump in, you see it. Now our way to 70 videos. If combined by other videos, I think we're surpassing. All combined our videos since last year, we're crossing 100 videos. I'm getting better, getting confidence. I think every aspect, even if people come heckle you, they say A, B, C, D, you won't care because now that it breeds confidence. Doing it, taking action breeds confidence. I think entrepreneurs require trying, testing, and think from there they learn a lot.
Okay, and maybe sticking to the same question about self-doubt, there is most business individuals, should I say it is over expectations or what? Because you find someone planning to start a business that even the friend has doubts on this guy. Are you sure you're going to succeed?
Yeah.
Because, for example, you find someone has the motivation of, I want to start a farming business. I want to grow maize and a 7-hectare farm.
Okay.
But you find this guy, even he doesn't have 1 acre.
Okay.
So you find that the dream is too bigger than his limit.
Okay. So
do you feel that this can interfere in some aspect?
Yes, there are those people, also you should have realistic goals, and there is a dream, but every dream you must plan for it and have the roadmap. For that guy, if he doesn't have all these resources, first he has to study his mindset, he has to prepare. If he has 1 acre land, for example, then he must look for also his neighbors, how he's going to acquire, or if he has the right mindset, he can talk to them in a good way, use their resources, that's their land, input, and tell them if we farm together and we produce together and then we sell out, now it's not alone, now they are in a community way, then through there I think he can achieve his goal, but he should have the skills of convincing, he should be a good example. I think from there you can achieve, but if you just mere dreaming, it will be tough, because you'll be delusional, you live in a delusional world, because you want to reach the sky and the sky is so high. You must be realistic sometimes. Don't say you want to do 200 press-ups, even your time is so big, even one you can't do it. 200, yes, you will do it, but it will require time, effort, and you should plan it in a slow pace.
Okay, so you mean resources is a very vital or key component in any business?
Yes, but the first resource is your mindset. This you utilize because God has provided us the right intelligence, the right things. If you organize it, then resources, what you lack, someone else has. That's one thing I always say to anyone who is starting something. Today you want to start a studio. Who has the resource? I'm the one playing here. You have an idea. Then you suggest something is done impromptu. For our example here, for you suggested us to have, and it's a declaration here, to have a media company, we can do this and this. It was an idea stage.
Yeah.
Did you have the resource? No. But with me, I was able. Yes, I was in a good position. We purchased all this equipment. We started something. If tomorrow it succeeds, how will you feel? That's a baby you try to conceive, yes?
Yeah.
It's in terms of ideas. That's how life is. But most African entrepreneurs, young men, they just want to first to have the money. For you to have that money, my friend, you won't touch it. But what if you utilize other people's resources, you will have it. For my case, I think I started these schools, for my example. I got my parents' resources, yes? I convinced them. No one gives you money when you're young, but you have to have a solid plan, the desire, the ambition that you're going to do it. If I fail, I won't face you. That was, to me, it was there, do or die. When my father was giving me my first contribution money, it was like, if I lose it, now I'm losing a face. And there is prayer, there's a story that I lost sometimes $2,000, that is 200,000. This time I travel outside the country in search of greener pasture. That's another topic. But from there, later when I was starting this business, I was able to convince her, because no one believes you. First, your first venture to going abroad has failed. Now I'm coming back. I want to convince my father. That requires extreme mindset, because the same parent can't burn second time his hand, or he can't burn his money. Because first you're a young man, at 20-something, 23 years, you went out of the country to looking. Then later, within a month, you're back to the country. And then within 6 months, you start now bring another plan. For me, it was a mountain to climb, but alhamdulillah, I think I'm giving that tip I'm giving, it was able, but after God, after convincing persistently, I made it, and I thank God. Today is history, and today is my partner.
Okay. And talking about failure in businesses and relating it to self-doubt, I think there are those individuals who once or before tried some businesses and the outcome was not pleasing. So when they feel like they need to start another business and they think about the past, they say, I can't do this anymore. For example, I have a friend who I think closed a hotel business in the second day. The second day after starting. Because he started the first day. In the university. The first day, the business was doing pretty well because we as friends supported him.
Okay.
But friends, we cannot support you every day.
Okay. So
the second day, there were no customers. So it forced us as friends to eat for free all the food. So he said, I think I'm promoting you friends than the customers. So do you want to convince me that...
By the way, what location did he open?
Okay, it was the strategic location it wasn't that pleasing.
He opened somewhere a corner or within the...
He was a bit of shy. He was shy.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was asking, do you feel like this guy will have the motivation to start another business once again?
But I think with me, in my perspective, I could have advised him, every failure is a learning lesson.
Okay.
And then personally, it's like we call a free tuition to learn. Me, personally, there is a time I say I learned something when I went abroad. Mm-hmm. And I went to a country here, it's not South Africa. My friends were there, they were doing well. They told me, Mohammed, before you graduate, come here. I'm a young man. I went to South Africa, just 2-3 months, xenophobic attacks are happening, people are being killed. Then I said, whoa, I came from Kenya, things are quite okay. Just I haven't yet graduated, but if I graduate, at least I will get a decent job within Kenya. If you look for a job, it's not that much hard. It's up to you now how to connect. I had friends. But by going up, I think always I tell my dad that he sponsored me. I think my air ticket was $2,000. You understand?
Yeah.
That is almost 200 something.
200,000 something.
But that's 200,000 has really taught me a lot. Today I call that failure. To them, my family and friends were telling me, you have spoiled your father's money. You went abroad. You came back with nothing. But I tell them that was the greatest lesson I ever learned. After God, if I haven't gone out abroad, I haven't seen real life. I haven't seen anything. I think I could have not started these businesses. When I came back, I was a changed man. I was not hungry to succeed. I was so passionate that I want to prove even my fathers and anyone who just sent me I was a joker then at first when I was going. When I came back, when I was there also, this time I went and I call it, you miss home. There's xenophobic attacks happening. Foreigners are not wanting. And then I stayed. I surveyed the whole country. Within 2 months, I went all the major towns. I saw nothing big opportunities here. As a young man, someone else promised me life will be heaven here. And then when I went to him, he was just a friend of mine who was joking. He told me, Mohammed, I was joking, yet you already arrived. I tell them when I set a goal, I do it. That was me. And this is my way of time. I'm revealing my story. It is because of that I went to South Africa. I came back a different changed man. I came back, I was so hungry. That $2,000, that's 200,000 that someone supported, my father supported me with, has really changed me. I came back, like my sisters, they won't recognize me. Within 3 weeks, I got a job. And before, when I was in university, I used to choose a job. A family friend tells me, come and have this. This is just a small job. Chukua hii kazi. If it's not 100,000, if it's not, hey, I came back, I was ready to take even any job.
Okay.
Why? Because that's survivability. At the same time, I wanted a decent life, and then I wanted that respect from my father. When you're a man, you already graduated, you can't stay at the father's house we can't idle around, yes? Immediately I came back, I looked for a job, and I got it from a transport company. I was a management level. Just, you understand. Yeah. I just wake up. Within 2 weeks, I got a job. How? God knows. And from there, I started my journey of entrepreneurship. I worked for 8 months. I quit and I started my business. This is my first business. And then convincing the first person who donated you, it was like another mountain. That's why failure teaches you is a tuition money to succeed. So that 200,000 is worth a lot to me. After God, even if I never went out, I could have just stayed. I don't know where will I be. So It was a great lesson, and it's a true testimony that this story is also, it taught me. It's called a tuition free. The University of Hard Knocks, you learn outside. Yeah. When I came back, even my friends who are abroad in South Africa, Guinea, the others who are back, they couldn't recognize Mohammed today. Mashallah, you're so ambitious. You have achieved a lot. I tell them, Badu, my success is in construction. You made few schools. I tell them, still more on the door. Media companies here, other small business on the way. Inshallah, I want to be in 10 years' time to be multi. Inshallah, having the right life. Inshallah.
You have talked about being a joker.
Yeah,
your past. I'm trying to imagine how serious joker you are.
Yeah, I was just a joker.
So you want to mean that that individual being a joker can become serious one day and become a CEO? Yes,
because at young age you understand you don't know anything. You're just joking. You're from university. Your father is feeding you. For us, I'm blessed to be a middle class family. Our family is well off. It's not that bad off. My father raised us in a good way, good schools. I can't lie and say that I'm from ghetto. No, life was good for us. Alhamdulillah. My father raised us one of the best lives you ever want, and alhamdulillah. So we went to better schools here in Mombasa. I went to the University of Nairobi. Yes, my father paid off everything. So I'm blessed to have a family support. But that individual that personality of you will be different from your family. So the thing that woke up my genie in terms of entrepreneurship was going abroad and going to South Africa. It really worked. It made me wake up, and the money that I got to get my ticket to there, to land there, it was my tuition money for success. I think always I thank my father. If it not that money after God, I could not have been. I could have been another person, another Muhammad who's just a me around. But it taught me, and it taught me how to read books, how to change my mindset and start something meaningful for the community.
But there I can see lots of books here. I'm trying to imagine, how do you find time to read all these books?
I do have a good system in morning rituals. When I wake up, the first thing I do is I touch my, I do have what you call journals. I write my, there's a formula I started using, it's called 20-20 rule from Robin Sharma's book, the 5 a.m. club. You first 1 hour you wake up, supposed to be selfish, supposed to you. Even if I wake up late, I always give my first hour is mine, because you have to set your mind clarity. You have to appreciate the previous day. What have you achieved? For me, I'm an achiever. I like doing it. I like pressuring. I like, if I can't sleep a day if I don't have, my wife knows me. I just like, I haven't done anything. I must do something. Let Muhammad cool down. Even during the holidays, I must run up and down to feel happy. Why? It's because that's me. Because nimezoea mtu wa kazi, you know, kazi in terms of sometimes not physical. I do a lot of mental work, a lot of phone work, a lot of emailing. You understand? Ours is a CEO, is a mental work, not the physical where you take breaks. No, that work, because that is also the biggest work is here. See, that mental, making decisions, abruptly working. So I think my morning routines are set in place. It's a system I have. When I wake up, I write my goals. I do write. I take the first 20 minutes for a little exercise after praying. And then the next 20 minutes reflection, the past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what I've achieved, and today what God has blessed me. And the last 20 minutes, I do read a book, inspirational book. Major books here I've finished, and then I now go deep, all these books. I no longer read new ones, because the information is there. Taking action is important. Too much reading books also isn't making a lot, but read the right books and go deep and relearn. Every time you go back again, you learn something new.
Okay. And maybe another question that the viewer would like to understand that is that scaling a business is one of the biggest or a major challenge to a business person. Maybe an advice, or what's your take to that business person outside there? What is the right time when a business person will understand that this is the right time
to scale?
Yeah, to scale.
I think for someone to scale, first the revenue must be growing a good pace. Your revenue growth must be in a great trajectory. Second thing is you must have the right system in place, because you want to expand, you want to go next. You must have the right system, and then what else? The right system, and then you must, I think, have the right team. Those are the things that consider if you want to go, because you should have a trusted management team that can delegate to work, that can, whenever you are away, they can work. So I think those three will lead to a person to grow fast. There is also your demand must succeed your supply. The demand must succeed supply, because a lot of people want your product. All those combined, I think someone can move next, but it should not be emotional that someone else has expanded. You need to brag about in the village or in the town that you have more branches, more things. More things comes with a lot of challenges, because the scale you operate at one small branch is different than when you're scaling 100 to 20, because scaling hugely requires new leadership, new dynamics, new things in place, and then it will raise new problems. So those are now what to consider before you expand. You must have the right, you must, your product demand must exceed supply. Yes, because people want your product. Second, you have put a proper system in place and the right team behind it. Thirdly, I think the system, the product. What else was I saying? I forgot. I think those, when they are in place, I think you can exceed, because now scaling isn't emotional. It's just now logic, and it can work. And then you must have that. Be ready for big challenges, because what worked in a small business, it won't work when it grows big, giant. The problem will be huge. If you never used to sleep, now you want to sleep, because it comes at cost, legal, anything you say. So expanding requires really careful piece of chess. And when you're playing that chess, You must not just jump, and you must play calculatively.
Okay, and just to trying to understand, I think all of us make mistakes in life.
Yes.
And you as an entrepreneur and representing all those entrepreneurs outside there, what are some of the mistakes that most entrepreneurs make, or what is the biggest mistake you have ever made as an entrepreneur?
Okay, the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake I've ever made.
Or yeah, representing all entrepreneurs, because
Okay.
I understand most entrepreneurs make mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah. So on your personal aspect.
What was the biggest mistake? Yes, I did it. My first ever mistake, I think it was getting into this business another partner. You know, I haven't contacted my second partner about a friend who wanted to join us. So everyone, when you're an entrepreneur, and every investor wants to invest with you when you're the right person. So my friend invested my vision. And then we were expanding soon another branch. I needed a capital. And then I needed a new network of friends. My friend was doing well, but I got someone who has a big pocket. You understand, as a young man, I made quick decision. And then my second partner, now Mohammed, now already, he's getting the word, and everyone wants him. Then I told my friend later, when I agreed with the other person that we got a nearby school which we are taking over, and then I involved the idea that person. Then that person, he said, he's my partner now. He said, I will not leave this thing, I have to be in. Then all of a sudden, I brought in, I told my friend. Then my friend said, you can't bring him because of ego, I don't know, because of what can I say, because of personal issues. Then my mistake was I could have taken an advice. Before I introduced another partner, I could have talked to my partner, because the school was nearby, is within a radius. Anything within that radius, legally, I was supposed to be discussing with my second partner. But I haven't done that. It was a mistake. I think he was also my dear friend. From there, our friendship started cracking. I think that was a mistake I did. I apologized to him that I was a young man, ambitious. I wanted to grow fast. I was looking big funds. Yet my friend was just humble like us. He never had that big pockets, but now he saw someone else taking over something, and the school was nearby there. So by introducing him to the business, it caught us. So friendship is a triangle. So you bring that person, the second friendship will go. He was my buddy. We studied together from high school. We were friends for almost 15 years. Because of that incident, I think it gave our friendship a crack. I think that one was the biggest lesson I learned. Now, anything I want to start, if it's a school, I see within that radius, if there's a branch, I just propose to the next person who is in my partner. Like Likoni, we had a new branch. Someone, my father is my partner. Then I have to introduce him that I'm taking over this. Because what did I learn? I learned previously that I introduced someone else, it cracked. Now I don't want something else to crack. I took over that alone. That means still, if the schools are near, they'll share resource. There is high chance of parents transferring to that place. Your partner, you should not be wounding him, because tomorrow, if he sees that branch is growing, he thinks now you're taking everything away. So it's good to introduce, and then tell him that I'm introducing, and then I want also to give you shares so that you are in. Anything that transactional happens within there, you'll be quite okay, because both places you'll have interest. That was a big lesson I've learned at my early age. Now I'm so mature. I watch out my moves.
Okay. And I think being an entrepreneur...
That was a question outside the box, yes?
Yeah,
you just asked me. Thank you.
I just wanted to challenge you a little
thank
bit.
You challenged me.
Yeah. And I think being an entrepreneur, studying the market trend is something usual.
Yeah.
I don't know if you usually do that, studying the market trend. Do you usually do that?
Yes, I do usually. I watch the market trends, but I stay ahead because I do learn a lot. I'm curious, yes.
Yeah.
So that curiosity leads me to study the industry reports. What's changing for our industry is the educational sector. There's CBC. There's a lot of things going on. There are many people who are getting out of this business. Then I say, come on. How can I either grow vertically with these challenges? Yes. So I am always staying ahead because I'm a person who's curious, who studies a lot from management level to the market. And then there is street level. You understand? You have to study so that if something is moving around, it's changing, you change. And then industries don't last. Every 5 years, something pops up, a new challenge comes up. So what do? For every challenge, there's a huge opportunity hidden. I said always in these shows, whenever you see a problem, there must be a solution. That is where money is. You see a problem, you see money. Yes, don't just look for the money. Come up with, if someone's car is dirty, you start washing. He has a problem of the car is being dirty. By offering, by watering, by cleaning it and sparkling, that person feels that car is clean. He goes somewhere else. He feels he's on it. You understand?
Yeah.
You're satisfying his emotional part of it, cleanness and the hygiene part. Why? It is because, what do you say? It's because there's a problem, you're solving. So problem solving is where money is.
Okay. And for you have talked about you are always ahead of the market trend, but there are those entrepreneurs who they feel that they are stuck somewhere along in their businesses. What should these guys do so that they also are ahead of the trend? Sorry.
Okay, for them, what if they want to be ahead, they must, I think, same thing, study the market, study the industry, what is changing, what is coming up, any regulations. I think whenever they are there, they should not be caught red flag. They should not be caught unaware. Because I think whenever you are seen unaware or you don't know anything, then now the swamps will take you away, the floods will take you away, your business is going to close. So I think you must stay ahead, you must study, you must appear in seminars, reports, anywhere people gather, I think you must appear. Yes.
Okay, and another question, what's that one key that has contributed to your success?
I think after God, my success was led by, I think after God, is reading the right books, attending seminars, taking courses. I think those things has really changed my mindset, and from my mindset and thinking, I grew, alhamdulillah, my pockets grew well, and now, alhamdulillah, I'm able, after learning, once you learn it, you're empowered. Once you're empowered, you take the right action leads to you. So always, whenever I see someone, whenever I see you, I always tell you, go and read a book. Something has changed me. I feel so passionate that if I leave these books, I think I'll always tell them my treasure goal. If someone asks me, do you give away money or a book? I tell them I give you the money. Any amount you say, I'll cut you a check, just take. But if a book is so valuable, I have it. Because someone else taking the book, 99% they don't read. They give to a friend who sees the title so nice. He feels, these titles are put in a bowl so that it appeals to your emotional and psyche. Once you take the book, reading is now the mechanical, but 99% won't read. Yeah. A friend gives a friend, then next time you see in somewhere in Nairobi, your book is being sold in the streets.
Okay.
Because someone else has misplaced. So giving books and giving money, to me, I give away money rather than I give a book. Because with money, with the book, I can make again the money. I gave you 3 times to 10 times.
Okay.
That's how I believe reading and studying, and it has changed my life, transformed me to a different person.
Okay. And being the third month, I think March, when the year began, there is that individual that said, I think this is my year.
Yeah.
It is do or die. I have to make it this year with no option. So what advice can you give to that individual outside there intending to start a business, or he started a business, it failed, he wants to renew it, he wants to revive it, thinking out what business to do? What is the general advice you can give him as we close the podcast?
Okay. The general advice I'll give someone is always be consistent, and then have your goals, and any opportunity you fail is a learning lesson. First, in business you're going to fail. But that in business you don't say fail, is getting the wrong results. For you to change the results, you need to redo it again. And then in this league of business, you don't just go emotionally. You must study. The field you're going must be passionate about it. You must love it. And then you do market research. If you have lacked those ingredients of starting before you start a business, you must do like your friend who started the hotel. I don't know. He lacked few skills, yes? Yeah. Maybe selling skills was not his mastery. He thought opening, and then people will be coming, moving around. Immediately, second day he closed. He never had that desire. Business is it's a long game. You must have that now, long-term vision. Anything you start, you keep it for a while until it makes. Okay. In our context, in African context, lack of resources, situations, lack of basic knowledge on business, lack of parental in terms of education. We are coming from a society where schools are teaching us either the only thing is having jobs and other things. but no one teaches you how to start a business, because business like a complex thing reserved for the rich. No, it's not reserved for the rich. Anyone can start, but the right mindset, the right books, the right readings, and the right attitude, anyone can do something. But the first is, the way I said, 80% mental work, 20% the strategy, the nitty gritty there, the nitty things. For the 20%, that is the strategy, how to market, all those, how to do those, and then now the strategy. 80% is your mental. You failed. What will you do? You said, now I've learned a lesson. Let me go to the next business. There is this case of KFC, the owner of Kentucky. I think Kentucky Fries. I don't know, KFC.
Yeah.
He tried 99 times. I don't know. He had a recipe, and then he was knocking. And the way I heard the story, he was knocking every door in the major restaurants. Everyone was saying no, until one person took his recipe, he mixed it, and then he made it with I think chickens. So to him, he was selling the recipe of the chicken, not the chicken. The chickens were there. Okay. And then all of a sudden now, at 60 years, I think if not he's a billionaire, I think he's a billionaire in terms of, and his brands are all over the world. I think the right mindset, the right things, all those things, I think a person can make it. In business, it's not sexy. It's a long-term game. It requires, not everyone becomes successful in business. 95% of businesses are having high chance of failure rate, then only 5% succeeds after 5 years, 6 years. Yeah. But the first 1 year, everyone starts. And then along the way, someone starts a tuck shop. Do you believe that the tuck shop can go to a supermarket? It depends on his mindset. Why? The tuck shop cannot grow. Then a person in the village who started a small kiosk, if you go to back 10 years, he still have the kiosk. Either it's eaten by the family because you're consuming the same place. He doesn't have desire to expand, to have a lot of things so that the margin profit grows up, the business grows. So everything depends on the mindset. The strategy is 20%. If you want to stay small, you stay small. You'll just have one-man shop, one-man kinyozi. Because the day you sleep, no money comes in, yes? Yeah. Another person can open a chain of hair cutting, what is called saloons or barber shops. Why? He has a system in place. People are working, they're working on commission. He have 20, yet he's not there. That working on the business is the major success, but only few God gives that ability, and it requires dedication and time. And business, lazima, you have to fail to learn something. Personally, I failed many times. There's a school I've opened, it won't work. And today I was passing by, I saw there's a time I painted, still the paint is there since 2018. There's a primary I started, no parent turn up, and then we closed. Do you believe that within 8 months, another school, the one we were talking about, my friend, we are conflicting, happens to come out. It had almost 200 students. I never said that I failed here, I have to stop. I went and jumped in, and then it was history now. I made that one, it became so popular, more parents believed us, and then the school grew very fast. And then from there now, I got the second branch from Tuapa. Wow, life is like, whew. But along the way, you must fail. And what people call failure, we call a tuition money for success. It's a university of hard knocks. You study, you learn, and then you change what didn't work. The place I took the school was nearby. There was fish shops. Parents could not bring in the children because along the way they come to the school. They are coming out from a fish factory because the clothes will smell badly. But I was a young man. I rushed to grow, but I learned that lesson. And now I'm strategically choosing which schools to grow to.
Okay. I think it has been a great conversation with, should I call you entrepreneur?
Yes,
Mr. Mohammed. Yeah, I think he's one of the guys, when you hear his advice, you'll be inspired even to start your own airport without an aeroplane. So I think it has been a great discussion. You can leave your comments down there, what you have learned, what you need us to discuss in the next podcast, what you need. Also, if you need some personal or private advice from Mr. Mohammed on how you can become a very big entrepreneur more than him, I think even you don't look like a millionaire.
But still you're trying.
You inspire me, by the way. When I walk, I tell people I am a millionaire. Okay. They ask me how. Because I work with millionaires. So it's been great. I think it's my pleasure to hand over the microphone to you to say goodbye to the viewers out there.
Thank you, Rajab. I think we are millionaires in Kenya shilling, of which we pray God, inshallah, we become millionaire in dollars. That is now the price in Africa, yes?
Okay, yeah.
Because average person is doing well here in Kenya, but inshallah, God is there. I think I want to say thank you, dear viewers. Keep tuned to this podcast. We are sacrificing our time because we want to inspire you, educate you, and then we want to leave behind a landmark here in Africa and mostly around the world. So anyone can make any situation, any country. It's not based on the economy. It's based on your mindset. It's based on how hard you work. And then as long as human beings live somewhere, there is an opportunity to solve their problem and yet to make your pockets full. So let's see you next episode, or watch our other episodes that follows here, and subscribe to our channel. And if you watched until this far, we want to thank you a lot. I think few people will be watching until to the end. We say thank you and keep returning to this channel.
Thank you.